So the new level of street machines has caused a big jump in clutch technology. Just a few years ago, having a 1,000 horsepower fully streetable streetcar was something that was just about impossible. But with gains in turbocharger, engine, and engine management technology, 1,000 horsepower streetcar is pretty common nowadays. So having a clutch that could hold 1,000 horsepower really hasn't been a problem. But having a clutch that's streetable with good driving characteristics that can hold 1,000 horsepower has always been kind of elusive. Typically, a high performing race clutch has a very short engagement travel, or really a grabby engagement, and is usually really chattery and noisy when you're driving it. So enter the McLeod Mag Force. Now, we've been running one of these clutches in our Formula Drift car for a long time. This thing has big sticky tires, has well over 1,000 horsepower, and is driven in a really brutal environment. Now, this thing is more of a race clutch, but what I really noticed was the Mag Force was actually pretty pleasant to drive, even in this full competition car. It had sintered iron discs, triple disc, not too much concessions for streetability, but it was pretty smooth. I was pleasantly surprised. So the Mag Force has a few concessions for streetability, and we've also felt that it was pretty darn streetable considering what it is. So let's get into the clutch and talk about what makes it streetable. First off, it's a twin disc. Now, a twin disc can give you twice as much surface area and friction surface area in the same size package. This really helps the power holding capacity. It also enables the clutch manufacturer to shrink the diameter of the whole clutch and reduce its rotating inertia. This is good for your synchros and your tranny and helps your shifts. The other thing is the ceramic metallic friction material. Now, this stuff is pretty gnarly. It can take heat, it can take abuse, but it's surprisingly smooth. I mean, it's not as smooth as an organic disc, but considering these are metallic pucks, I'm pretty impressed with how smooth it is. Now, these go on this aluminum flywheel. The flywheel has a steel friction surface, so you're not running on the aluminum. When it starts to wear out, you can replace it instead of getting an all-new flywheel. The first disc goes on here like this, and in between the two discs, you have your floater plate. Now, the floater plate traditionally just floats freely in the traditional twin disc clutch. This is one of the reasons why it makes so much noise, but McLeod has put a strap drive on it, much like a stock clutch has. This gives nice and clean positive disengagement. It helps kind of reduce chatter because the floater is kind of held stiffly, and the floater is held in place when the clutch is disengaged, so it can't rattle and chatter. The drive straps are a real strong material, so you're not going to have any problems with them breaking. It's about 3 times stronger than your typical strap drives you find on the stock clutch. Having strap drives for the floater is a pretty unique deal. So the floater goes in place like so, and your second disc goes down on top of the floater. Next is the pressure plate. It's a aluminum cover made out of a CNC machine billet. It's lightweight, but it's still stiff, which gives good release and engagement characteristics. As you notice, the pressure ring in the pressure plate is also strap driven with really sturdy straps. So none of this can bang and rattle around. It's not the smoothest thing in the world, but you'd be surprised how streetable this is, how quiet, chatter-free, and not too noisy it is as well. So there you go. We've shown some exotic streetable high horsepower clutches. This is a simple one. Maybe it gives up a tiny bit for streetability, but considering it's close to a race clutch, you'd be surprised how civilized it is. So if you like this content, Be sure and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it and it really helps us. Be sure to comment. If we have time, we'll try to answer your questions. If you want to see more details about this clutch, look up our Project C7 Corvette. We do a whole detailed installation on it. And if you're interested in us doing stuff for your cars, go to Garage Services on the top of our homepage, click the link, fill out the form, we'll get back to you. So until next time, I guess we'll see you later.